Yeah, I think that's a very interesting question. And I was just listening to what Divya was mentioning. So first of all, hi everyone. I think when we're talking about digitalization and which is the core to your topic of this meeting, it kind of gets this added pressure for the non-tech people to think about how important it is for us to understand how we can best incorporate strategies which work in this digital world. So I think let me answer this question more from the sense of looking at more like the pros of either or, and then we can try to conclude more towards what could be a best path forward for people with tech backgrounds or not. So I think if you are from a tech background, that is one thing is for sure that you will have a lot of understanding with your own engineering team. You'll be able to, relate to their work, what they're doing on a day-to-day basis, what the timelines they're giving, the effort estimation they're putting in forth, and also, more about the feasibility of the solution to the product you're building in. So that definitely comes from a huge advantage of, somebody who has had an engineering background or a tech background. On the other side, I've also seen in my experience working with multiple folks across companies is that specifically folks who are coming from a tech-oriented background, they try to jump to the solution of the product where, one of the guiding principles for every product manager is more to think from the aspect of what is the problem that I'm trying to solve? Like, what are the use cases and how relevant these use cases are? So they try to bend towards more towards the final solution. And sometimes, there is always this bend towards getting to a solution quicker than finding the actual problem in place. That is something which I've seen folks from non-tech background, the focus is more towards strategy, trends, market, and then, with the due diligence and data-driven thinking, they're then able to put forth the objective and hypothesis, which then comes to a better feasibility of the solution. So definitely stark elements of pros in both tech and non-tech background. But my steer and advice would be that there is no hard and fast rule where you can actually say that only a tech background person will perform better. I think at the end of the day, it depends on the domain, the industry, the group you are in. So I'll take example of my own portfolio. Working in Expedia, in my own portfolio, there are products which are very customer facing, and where, if we are launching products from 0 to 1, the impact is more about understanding the market and market segmentation. And that's the place where I generally look for recruits or candidates who are able to, decipher the problem statement quicker. But at the other side, for the products which are more for the B2B space, or where, developers is also your end customer, there, or, platforms which are platform as a, product where you're actually building platforms. Definitely my inclination is to get folks who are more from the tech background, because their appreciation of even the problem space will be better and they'll be able to vet out better use cases. So I think my guidance would be like, depending on what you have done, like you don't have to go and change your career, but depending on what you have done and where you are in your career, I think you have to really understand what your forte is and pick up products and companies and domains where you see that you can really exercise that forte. And eventually, I think for every product manager, it is important to understand, at least at a high level, what is the architecture? What is like the kind of solution? Are we really, incorporating technology into the mix of everything to come up with a smarter and a world-class product? But for that, you don't have to go into the code, right? You don't have to understand data structures or Java language. And I think over a period of time, if you see you have an inclination towards things which are more tech oriented, then there are tons of trainings that you can take which are more suited towards the market and towards the kind of work that's surfacing in these, global changing times, and that
Correct.
will keep you more tuned with the technology in place.